Hey guys, been meaning to send this video, Cup and Filter Part 8. Wanted to just encourage you on this journey to keep digging in. There's this quote from John Maxwell that has really stuck with me in regard to Cup and Filter and also just developing daily habits. He says, the problem is that most people overestimate the power of events and underestimate the power of process. So if you let that sink in for a second, this cup and filter practice is really all about process. It's not about a big event. It's not about hearing from the Lord once and about a huge directional change in your life. It's about the process of knowing God's voice, hearing Him, of quieting the noise of those other voices, and creating a process by which you can live according to His Word and His truth. And then also creating a process by which you can organize and gain control over those other voices in your head. In this video, I really wanted to just talk about the long-term benefits of cup and filter. And for me, the biggest long-term benefits come in three things. One is trending, and that is that over time, over a few months, and oftentimes as I've done it over years, I find that many voices have this trending factor, which I go back and I look at the last few months or I look at the last few weeks, and I can begin to see, because I've done this practice consistently, I can begin to see when those voices chime in, how they chime in, what are the circumstances around that. Am I really busy? Am I in a crunch? And as I understand when those voices and the context of those voices, when they come in, I can see the trends, and I can actually begin to anticipate when a certain voice is going to really start to scream at me. And I can, in turn, use that knowledge to control it and to really bring it into submission to the Lord during those busy times, or during those times when I'm fearful, or during those times when I know things are going to be loud in my head. So the trending is really important. As well, when you tend to sit voices down, sometimes you will ignore a voice that doesn't need to be ignored. Some of these voices need to be shut up and just truth spoken over them, and they're lies, but some of them are important, that you don't just keep sitting them down and never address them. So the trending helps with that. The other thing that it helps with, huge cup and filter, is a big part for me, is remembering things. Cup and filters help me to be more organized in my mind and my thoughts, as well as in my practical day-to-day to-do lists and things. As I've done this consistently, it's really helped me to come back. I'll go back and look at a sheet that I've done, and I'll look in that top right corner like I showed you on a previous video, and I'll see a task that, oh man, I totally forgot about that. I'm glad I wrote that down that one day. And it's just a way, again, writing things down gives you permission to forget. So that's a huge benefit of the cup and filter process. And then the last thing is that it helps you to remember your story. Because, man, how many times do you go, I don't even remember what I did last week, much less last month. But when I flip back through my book, I can know and see what was happening in my life at those times. And oftentimes, you know, the voices are attached to events or different things that are coming up. And so when I get down the road, I can look back and really remember actually what I did. So, and it helps me to formulate and remember the story of what God has done in me, the fears that He has helped me to overcome, the things that He's helped me to accomplish. And actually at the end of each year, or actually at the end of each book, when I finish my notebook and I get to the end, I save about 3 or 4 pages at the end, and I go back through and I do an evaluation of that, and I'll walk you through that in one of the next couple of videos. And I actually evaluate, write down all the voices and how many times they spoke, write down the important things that God spoke to me, and the important prayers that I prayed, the important tasks and projects. And anyway, it's a great way to organize your thoughts. So that's some long-term benefits. I hope that's helpful to you. I'm going to come at you in the next video, and I want to talk about the last words that go through your head before you do what you're called to do. So I'll see you soon.